Today I am going to be telling you a bit about and installing this 180-degree thermostat from Speedlogix. Now, one of the benefits of installing this 180-degree thermostat in your Challenger or Charger is, well, the stock thermostat comes rated or calibrated to 220 degrees. This is calibrated to 180 degrees, which means your engine should be running about 40 degrees cooler, and we all know that a cool engine is a happy engine. Now for this install, you're going to need some coolant rated to your vehicle, a ratchet, a 13mm socket, a 16mm deep socket, a number 8 Allen key, and of course the thermostat. Now we're going to start, of course, by removing the engine shroud from the top of your engine. Now that we have that off, we'll simply remove that bolt there. If I can get a good focus on it. That bolt there and that bolt there. And we're going to use the 13mm socket to get those two off. Now both bolts are the same length, so you don't have to worry which one goes on top and which one goes on the bottom. So now that we have both bolts removed, we're just going to pull back on the housing. Now when you pull back on the housing, the coolant will come out. Luckily I already put a bowl underneath the engine to catch all this coolant. Okay. So now we have the stock thermostat exposed here. We'll simply pull it out. Oh, a lot of coolant. Now what you're going to want to do is take a rag and wipe down this end of the hose just to make sure there is no residual parts or pieces of the old gasket. The same thing with the side of the block. Right. Now that we have them both clear, you're going to take your 180-degree thermostat, and you can see here, let me focus. You can see this piece on the end, this little breather, that's going to go on, it's going to set in there like this, with it at the highest point when you put it in the engine. So let me focus back here. Alright, so I'm going to set it in there with that piece at the highest point. Okay. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and put it in there. You're going to take your hose, put it back over the top, and then take your bolts and your 13mm and bolt everything back in. Alright, after you have the two bolts back in and torqued down, what you're going to do is you're going to take your number, focus here, you're going to take your number 8 Allen wrench and you're going to loosen up, or actually remove, this bleeder plug here. It does come from the factory with some anti-seize on the threads, so you will have to use a bit of force to get it off. Once you do have it off, you'll see here that we have the plug open. So what we're going to do is we're going to start pouring in coolant into our reservoir right there. So now we have the reservoir topped off, as well as our plug back in and torqued down. What you should do at this point is drive it around a bit, check your temperature, make sure that it's not getting too hot. If it does, I would suggest pulling over and putting some more, or letting it cool down and then put some more coolant in it. We just want to make sure that we got all of the air out of the system. And there you go. Have a nice one, guys.